Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 2 days data science workshop organized by Eduinx. I'm Anusha from Eduinx. Before we start, I would like to introduce our trainer for this workshop. We are delighted to welcome S. Charulata ma'am, an accomplished data science trainer with over 8 years of experience in Python, data analytics, and machine learning, and Power BI. Ma'am has trained thousands of learners across prestigious institutions such as Satyavama University, Dr. MGR University, St. Joseph College of Engineering, and MOP Vaishnav College, and has delivered impactful corporate training program for leading organizations including Unilever and Bot VFX. Her ability to simplify complex data concepts using real world examples and hands on approaches has made her session highly encouraging and result driven. We are truly honored to have her as our lecturer for today's session. The session begins from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and tomorrow's session will be also the same timings where 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. At the last half an hour of tomorrow's session will be special where career guidance session will be held by our co-founder where it covers how to get the data science jobs, current market needs, how to build a right roadmap, what companies expect in interviews and IBAC global certification. Before starting a session, I would like to give some instructions where we have many participants today, so please stay muted throughout the session. If you have any doubts, please type your questions in a chat. All questions will be answered in the end of the session. So please stay focused and avoid switching screens. All the participants who have attended the workshop will receive an official participation certification from Eduinix. This will be emailed to your mail the next week. Thank you once again for joining. We hope these 2 days give you a strong start to your data science journey. Now I hand it over to Charulata ma'am to begin today's session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anusha. Before starting the session, good evening to one and of all. So today and tomorrow we are going to focus. We are going to get a complete idea of what is data science. Uh, what are the fields that where we use this data science, where we apply the concept of data science, and actually what is data science is about. So let us first have a basic introduction of what is. So the key objective of this session is to understand what is data science, and for understanding and implementing this concept of data science we need a programming. See, whenever I have a task to be completed, data science is again a concept which we are going to implement to make some real world business solutions, or we are going to apply it in a real world. So in order to apply this in a real world we need some instruction has to be delivered so that to develop a model to make it a clear thing. So for making this instruction we need a communication. Now in this session, to make you understand and for everybody's understanding, I communicate in English. Similarly, I need to communicate with the system too in order to complete the task. That is what a language, a programming language, is about. And for this we have many different languages to communicate, but one of the most commonly used languages for implementing this this data science is Python and R programming. Comparatively, when compared Python and R, we focus more on Python due to its easiness, and we have many ready to available packages and library. And when compared to Python, R is little bit tricky and tough. So let us focus how Python is going to be making it easy for us to implement the concept of data science. So directly we can't become a data scientist, obviously. So for the first step is we need to analyze the data. Data science, it's a field of extracting a meaningful insight from a data. That meaningful insight is going to be uh, is used. We are going to take a meaningful insight by using statistics, programming, and a machine learning model to make a better business decisions. So in order to make a clear understanding or to make a business decision, first we need to understand about the data. So for understand about the data, we need to analyze the data. So the step one of this is a data analysis. So let us see how this data analysis is going to work. And based on the analysis, we are going to identify what machine learning model will be suitable for this particular scenario. Let us take a scenario. For this scenario, which algorithm is going to be implemented and why? Because if for every scenarios we can't use all the algorithms, because we have a specific need and we have a focused out, we have a particular output has to be taken, particular prediction has to be done. So in order to make this, we are going to identify which machine learning is going to be used and what is the algorithm, and based on what algorithm we are going to develop a model. This is what we are going to learn in this today's session. It is just a quick summary of what we are going to learn in the today's program. And let us go into the concept. What is data science? Do anyone have any idea of what is data science? You can just, if anybody knows, you can just ping me in the chat. A quick, what you know about. If you don't know, that is also fine. Whatever you know, you can share it. It is just a discussion like. Anybody have any idea? Information. Good. Okay, not an issue. Anything else? Collection of data. It's a branch of computer science. Exactly. Okay. Let me give you a brief introduction of what is data sciences. Data science is a field of extracting a meaningful insight from a data. What is a data? Data is a raw thing. Whatever we collect is a data. If while introducing about me, Anusha said many things about me. Each and every word is a data. When we convert this data into a meaningful, usable, and useful thing, it becomes a information. Data is generally compared with oil. In our day-to-day life, oil is very much essential. Obviously, oil is going to decide whenever the oil rate get increased, other product rate also indirectly getting increased because oil makes much impact on that. Similarly, each and everything which you collect, we say as a data, data is more valuable. So whenever we just keep it as a data, it does not give you any information. Okay, but at the same time, when I convert that into a meaningful information, it becomes more valuable. From that information, I'm going to analyze what might happen, what I need to do, what is the business decision I should take. For making a better business decisions, we are going to make use of the statistics, programming, because we can't just simply blindly give a solution for the problems. Obviously we need to collect the data, we need to make it as a proper information, and then we need to apply some statistics. Whenever we make it give that into a model, we get a business decisions. And whenever we find a solution, we can't keep on making an algorithm and all, so that we are developing a model, so that whenever we receive a data, we are feeding into the model and we are getting the data results. Everybody, we have email IDs, everybody have a mail account. You can see few mails will be coming to your inbox and few will be received in the spam, right? So there you have an algorithm to classify which is which has to come inside the email inbox, and which has to be in the spam. So for these type of classification, we have a model, machine learning model. So every time, yes, someone is having a request, just post your thing. Do you want to ask anything? Shall I continue? Sure. The data which we are collecting will be stored in larger volume of databases. It can be a cloud or it can be fetched from any type of data sources, and we need to analyze it. Okay. So before, just post your questions. Whatever questions you have, you can just type it in the chat. So all your questions will be answered at the end of the session. By just I will complete my session, then we can have the questionnaire part. Okay. So as I said, we are going to make it as a model, so that whenever a mail is coming inside, it will be analyzed and it will be classified. So it's a model. The things which we need to answer before developing it as a model, we, as I said, the first step in the data science is to make an analysis. Without analysis, we can't develop a model, because we need to understand first what was happened in the past. That is what the descriptive analysis, what was happened in the past. The second thing is why that was happened, diagnostic. And the third is predicting what will happen in the future. And at last, I should say what should we do for these problems. That is what the prescriptive analytics. The step one of data science, we need to address what is happening, why it was happened, what will happen in the future, and what we need to do. So let us take a real-time scenario of this data science. We have a healthcare industry where we are going to identify about the heart diseases, whoever has it. For making this decision, I need the patient age, whether he is having diabetics, what is the lifestyle he follows, what is the BP, how far he has this medical records. I need these datas. Then only I can able to apply an algorithm which is suitable for this scenario. And early I can able to diagnose whether he might get a heart attack, whether there is any alarming symptoms. Whenever you go to a doctor, by just seeing this ECG, these type of reports, he or she will be telling you need to plan some surgery, you need to be caution in your food, in your diet, in your lifestyle. He is suggesting something. How it is possible? Just by seeing the reports, this report will give you a perfect clear picture. That is what a data, we are giving a data, the system is processing the data and giving us a clear scenario that what will happen to you, how is your blood level, blood sugar level, how is your BP level, and what is the lifestyle, what is the cholesterol, everything it is giving a answer. By this, a doctor is suggesting that what you need to do so that you can avoid an heart attack or whatever heart diseases that may come based on the data you have given. Where not only in the healthcare industry, we have this in the e-commerce websites, in the sense whenever we browse some, we have some histories, we will be browsing something about the products. Okay, so we will be having something into the cart, and whenever you search something in your Google, you will be getting the same recommendations in Amazon, Flipkart, in all of the e-commerce website. How it is possible? I have asked you to Google, then why it is coming in Amazon and Flipkart? What is the relationship between this? Do you have any ideas why it's so? Why it's so? No idea. Okay, so these datas, whatever you do, you are searching in the Google, will be stored. Again, it is a data that will be processed. Everything is interlinked. Whenever you search for something, all the companies will be getting a detail about what is your requirement. From that, they are giving a recommendation. It's called recommendation system, where we use some filters called collaborative filters, so that it will show you the product with some options so that you can pick from one. From that, again, we have a requirement for this data science in the field of e-commerce. Coming back to banking and finance, for deducting the fake transactions, for making the transaction amount, location devices, many fraud details are coming day by day. In order to identify, in order to keep tracking, we need a data model in banking systems. Again, whenever we go for an education, for predicting the student results, how he or she is performing, for that we need a model. When we go for marketing, which person I need to target? I'm just launching a cosmetic. This cosmetic, who should be used? Like, which age category has to be, I need to focus. And obviously, who is going to be the targeted audience? What type of people I need to focus? How it is? So everything is there. Again, we are using this data model for this analysis. For traffic prediction, we use this when we everybody is using Google Map. Obviously, whenever we want to go to some places, everybody is using Google Map. In Google Map, it will show exactly like whether the traffic is there, how the road is, how long it will take for you to reach the destination, how it is possible, because the data has been given there. and we use the GPS data, time, speed, everything will be taken into account. Based on that only, you are getting the best route as a suggestion. There we use a time series analysis. Whenever you go for a manufacturing sector, what will be the demand? So how much I need to produce, how much data or how much product I need to make it as a complete one, so that I will be getting a huge revenue. So these are the places we have many different sectors. We use this data models. So we have a huge demand in the market for this data science. So initially we work as a data analyst, where we learn how to collect the data, what type of data we need for each and every analysis. We see everything as a data, but a proper interpretation of data is more important. Taking a right data for analysis is more important for making a perfect business decisions. So those data, how to collect it, how to predict it, we are first analyzing the data. This is what the data science is about. So, coming back to the life cycle, a quick life cycle, how it works. First, obviously, we need to collect the data. The data which we collect should be a larger volume of data, different variety of data. We say as a big data, because with a fewer amount of data, obviously, we can't do any business decisions or solutions. We can't make any decisions. Just by seeing 10 people or 20 people, I can't forecast what will be the sales of next 4 months. I can't do it. I need larger and larger volume of data for making this analysis. And the data which we collect again will not be a complete data, because we are just quickly collecting the data, because velocity of collecting, that is how quickly you are collecting the data, is more important. Whenever we collect the data like this, obviously we don't collect the data perfectly. So at times we might have the noisy data, incomplete data, inconsistent data, erroneous data. What we need to do is we need to clean the data. Why? What is the need for data cleaning? See, whenever I collect a wrong data, let us take a scenario, uh, a simple scenario. We have a kid, 5 years old kid. He or she is doing some naughty things. When he or she is doing within the house, that is fine for everybody, because for us it is our kid. But if it is really harmful, if we do the same outside, it becomes a bad thing. So what we need to do, we need to clean, in the sense we need to guide them, or we need to teach them what is right and what is wrong. Then only he will understand whether this data, that is whether the behavior he does is good, is right or wrong, so that he won't repeat the same outside. This is a scenario that everybody will face, and it's a real time. But the same thing just compared with the data. Whenever you don't give a proper data, the model is like a kid. He don't know anything about the data or the model which is going to develop. Whatever you feed as an input, that will be taken, and whatever training you give, it will be taking the training. It's like a blind thing. If you give a proper data, the training will be proper. If you don't give a proper data, again the training will be a wrong one. So he will learn that doing wrong this is right. That is what he will understand, just like misguiding a kid. So it is our responsibility to clean the data. That is, the data should be a cleaned data. So it is a very important phase, so that we can able to train the model perfectly. Whenever we train the noisy data, it becomes a bad model. We can't expect an accuracy. Then we are going to explore it. Exploring in the sense we are going to develop. First, we need to understand what we are going to find. What is our target? What is our output? Whenever we go planning to buy a house, okay, so obviously that price of the house is going to be the output or the target. The price of the house, or buying a mobile phone, the price of this mobile phone or the house is depending on, the house price is depending on the square feet you buy and the locality you buy. So locality, square feet, everything is your own decision. But based on this decision only, your output, that is your price of the house, will be fixed. So whenever you go for a locality which is very costly and very 100, instead of buying 100 square feet, you are buying 1000 square feet. Based on the square feet you buy, the price of the house will get vary. So we need to do feature engineering. We say that as a feature extraction or feature engineering. First, we need to understand what are the datas are there, and what data I'm going to take it as an input and what data I'm going to take as an output. After identifying your target and datas, features and datas, we need to implement a algorithm to the data. Identifying an algorithm is more important. Based on the output you decide, the algorithm will get vary. See, whenever I just want to find a price of an house, the value which I'm going to take, it's a numerical value. See, we say everything is about the data. Data is actually categorized into numerical and a categorical data. What is a numerical data? When I just create a database, the person, gender, education background will be represented as a option. Gender, either female, male, I need to pick one from that. When I go to education, I have a some set of education, I need to pick one from that. I will be given an option and I will be picking one from that. So those we say are categorical data. Qualitative data, it tells you what quality. Whenever you are representing something in a number, when I ask you your salary, your age, your height, weight, these data are represented in a numerical term. We say this as quantitative data, numerical data. So first we need to identify, while for designing an algorithm, we need to identify what type of data we are going to find. Target, what is my target data, whether it's a numerical or categorical. Based on that, the algorithm will be decided. After deciding an algorithm, we make it as a model and we are deploying it. Okay, now we have a clear life cycle. This is what the life cycle that is used in a data science. Why we go for Python preferably for data science? Why not Java? Why not C, C++? Many programming languages are available in the market. Why Python is used for data science? The first thing is easy syntax. We don't want a prior coding knowledge. I'm from a BCom background. I don't know about anything BB or whatever. I'm not interested in programming. I don't know anything about the programming. I'm zero. No, I have zero knowledge in programming. But still, Python will be easy for everyone for easy understanding, because we don't want any prior coding knowledge for Python. Since we have huge libraries and built-in packages in Python and easy syntax. For learning C++ or Java, obviously we need the basic knowledge of C. For Python, it is no way, it is not required. But honestly, one thing I should accept, for making a program easy, you need lot of practice. That is common in any of the languages. But for understanding and making it simple, Python is very easy. It don't have any proper structures. Like, we don't have a standard structures. Like, we need to declare the variables in the beginning, we can't declare the variables at the last. It is not like that. We can declare the variables whenever we want, just before the need. That is accepted in Python. So these are some of the advantages we have in Python. Okay. So till this, do you have any doubts? So till whatever I have, do I make the concept which I have shared is clear? Do you have questions till now, till this? Do you have any doubts or questions? Okay. Shall I proceed with the next concept? Okay. Yeah. So in this, sorry again, in this workshop, first let us see what are the basic things we have in Python. So once after completing this basic, let us take a real-time example of a project, either house price prediction or how to identify the fake newses. Any type of these real-time applications we can take, and we can see how we are implementing this as a model by using Python. So before going into that, let me give you why I say Python is very easy. What exactly we have in the Python? So basically, Python is a interactive, interpreted, and an object-oriented language. So before going into that, basically, program is a set of instructions we are going to give to a system to do a task. This is what the official definition. You can find it in all the books. Actually, whenever I assign you a task, I need to tell you what are all the things you need to do to complete the task as I expect. So that is the instruction which I'm giving to you. If the same instruction I'm giving to the system, that is what a programming. Now everybody is comfortable in English. I'm just communicating with English. The system can understand wherever the one environment, whichever environment you work, based on the environment, the system will be adapted. Like, obviously it is of machine language, zeros and ones, but we can't type the code in zeros and ones. So the environment which we work, it may be a Python environment or Java environment or C++ environment. Based on the environment, the communication will get varied, just like Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, like similar to that, the programming. and this will be processed by a compiler or interpreter into zeros and one. That is what the machine language. That conversion is taken, that will be done by the compiler or interpreter. We have two different terminologies, compiler and interpreter. Python is an interpreter. What does it mean? What is the difference between a compiler and an interpreter? Both does the same job. Both are used for converting the machine level language into a high level language into a machine level language. But here in the compiler, it will just get all the code as a block and it will start compiling. Whereas in the interpreter, that is a Python, you can give a small one line code and you can tell the system to start converting that, compiling it. Step by step compiling is possible in interpreter. In general, we say C++, C, Java is a compiler. Python and R programming are interpreter. You can just simply give x is equal to 2 and you can tell the system to compile it. It is possible in Python and R programming, which is not possible in C or C++. It will ask for the library function, proper closing tag, everything, but it is not required in Python. And one more thing is, we say this as an interactive language. We don't have any standard patterns. We can just name it whenever we want. Whenever we want a variable, it is not necessary that the variable, whatever we need, has to be declared in the beginning. We can declare it in the last event. That is all possible. And we say this as an object oriented language. In a programming language, we have two types, the procedural, the other one is object oriented. The difference is, in procedural, the data will not be secured and you can't make it as a template. Just I'm just adding two numbers. Whenever I write a code for adding two numbers, whenever I write this code for an integer is like 2, 3, 4, 5 or integer. I can't, if I give the 2.5, which is a floating value, the decimal values we say as a float value in programming terms. Okay. So whenever we say this as a programming, whenever I give a floating value in this integer, it cannot add. It will show you an error. So what we need to do is, we need to write a separate code for floating decimal values. So it becomes very tough. But what this object oriented will do, it is having a standard template. We say that as a polymorphism. We have different concepts, 7 different concepts in object oriented, which makes the problem whatever we have faced in the procedural oriented is overcome in the object oriented. Okay. So we say Python, not only Python, Java, C++ is also an object oriented language. Okay. And apart from that, then the question is, as I said, Java, C++ is also an object oriented. Why Python? The first thing is, Python is very easy for us to understand, easy to learn, easy to read, and we have many different standard library functions in Python. And it is not only used for machine learning model. We can also use this Python for developing a web application. We can use this Python for data cleaning, data modeling. We can make it as a machine learning model. We can even use it for image processing. If you want to remove a background a pic, background image from a pic, that is also possible. So everything is possible by using the Python. We don't want to, the advantage is one more interesting and important thing is, for doing this, we are not going to type any code. We are not going to define anything, any functions. We have some standard libraries and function. By making use of that, this is applicable. So these are the advantages we have. And let us see a small code, basic code of Python. Uh, let me just show you how to do a basic coding in Python. So I'm just going, but we don't want any software to be installed. We can use this Google Colab. It's a cloud based environment. No need to carry your laptop. Whenever you want, you can log in it and you can save it. I'm just giving this Google Colab in my browser. So it's connected to the mail. So once after typing the Google Colab, you will be getting a page like this. Whenever you give new notebook, so you will be getting a cell by default here. And whenever you want extra cells, you can just click on the code and you will be getting the extra cells. Okay. So we are going to run each and every cell since it's an interpreter. Now a basic addition program, I'm just going to do it. I don't want any of the library function has to be used for writing a basic addition program. I'm just giving for adding two numbers, I need two numbers and a third variable for saving the number and print it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is whenever I want to add two numbers, first I need to save the number in a variable. Variable is the variable is like the value is getting varied. Okay. And whenever you declare a variable, a memory will be allocated for the variable or the value. So I'm declaring a is equal to 5, which means I'm assigning this a to my variable 5 so that whenever I want the 5, I can just simply call a so that the 5 will be getting print. And for adding two numbers, obviously I need one more value which is b. I'm declaring b is equal to 10 and I'm giving print of a plus b. So I have declared two variable and I have printed it. I have just added it and I have given it in the print statement. For running this code, you can just click on to this run button, or you can use the control plus enter as a shortcut. You will be getting the answer. Now, I have not given any of the libraries. I have simply declared two variable and I have added. No standard format, nothing. This is the one of the most important advantage we have in Python. And number is first data type in Python. Is that clear till this? Any doubts?
이게 한 개고 싶어도 왜 그렇게 말하게?
Can you open? Just go to Google and type Google Colab. Can you do the same? Have you typed it, sir? Have you typed it? You can use print. Print is also not needed. Since I have given directly, you just give it as print. You can also give it as a plus b. That will also work. You can also give it as a plus b. Yes, we can. It's everybody. It's working. Yeah. Not only this plus, you can give any of the mathematical things, arithmetical operator like star, divided, minus, anything you can give. Okay. This is, you are giving the value. Here, we are giving the values directly into the variable. Okay. So when I give directly the values to my variable, no need to declare the data type. Here, I have not represented the data type. In other languages, in general, we used to give it as int a is equal to 5, float b is equal to 10. This is how we will be declaring. Even though you are giving directly the values, you need to declare what is my a, what is the type of data I'm going to give my a and b. This is how I need to give. Okay. But when instead in Python, no need to give, because we have a dynamic type checking character which will automatically detect what type of data I'm giving as an input. This is applicable only when you give the values directly into the variable. But when I want to get a value from the user after running the code, now whenever you run the code, you are directly getting the answer, right? But instead, I want to get the value from user instantly and I want to add it and tell. For that, you need to specify the data type. I'm just giving x is equal to int of, I'm going to get an input from my user, enter the value, which means I'm going to, whatever you specify in the double quotes here, just as a comment, what you need to do. It will not get processed. You need to give it as y of int of input. Okay, enter the value and just adding it. What will happen when I run this code? After running the code, the data will be entered and you will be getting the answers. Okay. So in this situation, you need to specify the data type. What will happen if I don't specify the data type? Any idea? What will happen if I don't specify what is the data type? Any idea? Will it run? Do it show any error? Do it show any error or will it run? Exactly. If I don't specify the data type, the default data type in Python is a string. If I give 5 plus 5, it will just concatenate it. 5, it will be taking the 5 as a string and 5 as a string and it will concatenate and get the answers. Okay? So this is the need. We need to specify what type of data we are going to tell. Is this clear? Can you try the same? Can you try the same, please? This is applicable for the floating value as well. It is not only for integer, it is applicable for floating. You can give 5.5, 3.3 as a decimal values also you can give. Once completing, just give me a thumbs up or at least yes, done. Okay. So this is the first data type in Python. Okay. The second data type is a string. Whatever you declare in the single quotes, we say as a string. Or you can even use a double quotes. Whenever I ask to print for D, it will print me the content whatever I have assigned. But I want to print only this H or only this E, a particular character from the given text. For that, we have a concept called indexing. We have a classroom in which I have 30 members and I'm new to this class and I don't know anybody's name. What I will be doing, obviously we have a roll number for everyone, right? So what we will be doing, we will be calling the roll number and we will be taking the picking the persons. Similarly, we have a concept called indexing which is similar to your roll number. So it is based on the positions. The index number will always starts with 0. So when I want, you need to specify the index number within the square bracket. So when I want this E, when the index is starting from 0, so 0, 1, likewise it goes on. Okay, so if I want the E, my indexing position of E is 1. So when I give D of 1, the value E will get print. Similarly, if I want two values, see, if I want one value, I will be specifying the particular index and I will be getting it. If I want H and E, that is called slicing, substring. What I need to do, I need to specify D within square bracket. Whenever you specify an index, please go with the square brackets. I want starting from 0 to I want till E. E is indexing number is 1, but you should not represent as 1. Rather, you need to represent as 2. Because since it's an iteration process, whatever number you give, it will be subtracted by 1. Whatever n, we say that as a n minus 1. If you give 2, the iteration will stop at 1. Okay? Is that clear? And more important thing is we say string is immutable. That is, you can't do any changes. Whenever I try to just change my character, like whenever I want to change this H to K or H to some other character, that will not get changed. You can see the change here, but whenever you tell to print D, the whatever you have registered, that will be there. Temporary changes alone, temporarily you can able to see it, but the permanent changes is not possible in strings. Okay, is that clear? Can we just can you do the same? Yeah, okay. Have you all completed? Yeah. What about others? Okay. So let us see the third data type, that is list. Whatever you declare on the square bracket is a list. List is a collection of different type of data. I'm just declaring 2 or 3 datas. And we say list is mutable. Okay. So D dot append of, you can able to add a new data into the list. If I want to add ant into it, okay, that is possible. That will get added at the last. Since it is mutable, list as mutable, you can able to add, delete, update the data. And whenever I want to insert a value between this dog and cat, which means the first index position, right? I want to insert a data in the first index. You can use the concept of insert, and you can specify the indexing number and you can able to insert it so that the data will be inserted perfectly. Similarly, you can also delete the data just by clicking remove. You can remove the data whatever you want. Is that clear? So list is mutable. Can you do this? Yeah. Can you please do the same? We say list is mutable. It is a collection of similar type. It is a collection of different type of data. You can able to give different set of data into the list. Since it's mutable, you can able to add the data, delete the data. You can also change the existing data. Can you please do the same?
Word.
Sir, you might have run it for 5 times. Here you will not be overloaded, like it will not get overwrite. If you have run the particular code for 5 times, it will get added for 5 times. What about others? Shall we go for the next? Yeah. The next data type is tuple. Okay. The difference between the list and the tuple is the bracket. For example, you will be using a curve bracket for the tuple, and it is also collection of different type of data. The first difference is we have the brackets is the first difference. The second difference is it is immutable. Whenever you try to change the data, that is not possible in the tuple. Okay. If I try to change it, it will say that it is not supported. Since tuple, in tuple it is not applicable, it is immutable. Okay. And the last data type is dictionaries. Dictionaries is a collection of key and value pair. You will be using this parenthesis. You have a key, colon, a value. Okay. And it is a collection of key and value pair like this. If you are giving a number, no need to give a colon. If you don't give a number alone, you just give a colon. Okay. And it is mutable. Whenever you want to make changes, you can do it. If I want to add a data, I can simply give d then the value, so that automatically the data will get added like this. And you can also remove the data, but removing the data in the sense you need to use the keyword as pop. You need to give the key whatever value you want to delete, and you can delete it. Okay. Can you do this? For which, sir? Which I can't get you. For both delete and change. both tuples and dictionaries. Please do it. Have you all completed? Others? Okay. So, as we said, we have many built-in libraries in Python. Let us see a library called math. We can just import the math and we can see what are all the functions that is available inside the math. For once after importing the particular module, you can use dir, which means directory, and you can specify the module name so that it will show you the list of function which is available within the particular module. So initially we don't know what are all the function that is available within a module. So for getting that you can give dir of module. Now I want to use the pi, or I want to use this power from the module. What I need to do, I'm just using a variable a is equal to, I want a function called power from the module math. So whenever you use a function from a module, you need to use specify the module name followed by the function name. And for finding the power, I need two values, 5 comma 2, which means 5 to the power 2, 5 square, and I will be getting the value. I have not specified, I have not defined what I need to do whenever I say power. So these are the built-in modules and packages which is available. Okay, do this. Can you please do this? What is the error? Can you please show me, sir? What is the error? Have you imported the math, sir? Have you given import math? After importing it, do it work, sir? Now it's working, sir? Just give, sir, give us import math. You just give this, run it, and then use the function a is equal to math dot power. This is how you need to import it. First, you need to import the particular module, then only it will work. Because these all submodules. Now it's working. Okay, what about others? Okay, 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 okay. So I'm just chopping it here. So till this, so far, any doubts or any questions related to the session, if you have, you may ask now. Any questions regarding the data science or regarding the whatever I have told you so far, or regarding the Python? If you have any questions or doubts, you may ask now. You can post your doubts in the chat so that I can answer. Or you want to know about anything else regarding the openings or how it is used, anything? Why we have type math? Uh, can't get your question. Why we have type math? In the sense, math is a module that I will show. So basically, type is a math is a module